Did you really think you could just walk off with that?
Reliant Medical thanks you for all your help. You're not the courier. It's not a critical conference, or I would have to be there. But I can't leave us unrepresented. You know how it is.
When you do finally track him down, you can tell him you'll be completing delivery. Now go get me my package. Please.
Now, I've already paid you for finding our courier.
By reputation only, I assure you.
And why I'd appreciate your help in confirming if that's the case or not.
She mentioned a panel or something that you can plug his ID number into at each delivery point. They should tell you if he's been there recently. The ID's 8148.
Here, your payment for finding the courier. Look, I'm expecting a very important package. Very important. What would you say to tracking it down for me?
Good. Let's get you on your way then. It seems you've got some chops when it comes to investigation.
That data is very important to Reliant. I'll pay well to have it returned. Well?
And why I'd appreciate your help in confirming if that's the case or not.
I believe we've already discussed security's lack of enthusiasm for this case. You just let me know when you decide to take on the task.
What do you think you're doing? We're not the only firm that's had research or client data simply wander off, then crop up in the hands of a criminal element.
The contents of that package are extremely private, so I would ask for your discretion.
You're not the usual courier. Please tell me you're his replacement, and that you're just here to pay me a long overdue visit on his behalf. I mean, I presume not. But you mercenary types, you play by different rules than the rest of us. So, is Bonifant all right or not? Put that back!
I was afraid that might be the case. Here, for a job well done. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a position to fill. Security already took my report. Who knows when they'll get around to doing some actual work on it.
Help! Murder!
I pay, and I pay well. You have Reliance and my gratitude. This was good work. Excellent work.
I thought so. Send it to my personal slate. Thank you, Akachi.
I was just about to send you some documentation to read for the call tomorrow. It's only about 70 pages, so you should be able to handle it, right?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some unpleasant calls to make.
Bonifant has always been ambitious. I wouldn't have expected that to mean he'd kill someone to make off with company property, though. Is this some sort of a bad joke?
I need Mr. Maximoff tracked down and my package recovered, and I need it now. Can I count on you to handle that?
Here, for your discretion. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I have business to attend to.
Help! Someone's being attacked! Pickpocket! Stop!
And here, it's less than you would have gotten if you'd done the job successfully, but perhaps it'll be enough for you to keep this all to yourself. Oh. Wonderful. Wonderful news.
Go there and see what he may know on the subject of our fallen courier and our missing data.
Yes, I'm very generous. You're welcome. Only one part of the job left, then. May I have my data, please? The package should be addressed to Reliant Medical. Collect it and bring it to me immediately. Maldonado, the data broker. I'll have to inform corporate of his involvement. I'll handle things with security and the courier. You find Bonifant.
I'll take that, thank you.
And why the tracking beacon I installed on his ship was detected fleeing the planet.
My God. Dead.
If he was to do something rash, like run off with Reliant's confidential and proprietary data, then it's our responsibility to know that. Hence the tracker.
You're back. Without Mr. Maximoff. Is he all right? You didn't have to deal with him, did you? Someone do something! Akachi, it's Helena, over at Reliant Medical. Your courier never showed. I need his stops for the day. Mr. Maximoff, Bonifant, appears to have set down on another world here in Alpha Centauri. Hawley.
That is unfortunate. I'll have to inform corporate at once. But I wouldn't want any word of this getting around.
What do you think you're doing?
Sorry for the short notice, but your upcoming leave will need to be shifted. I need you to attend a conference in New Atlantis in my stead.
Unless you've changed your mind in helping me track down my errant employee, you're wasting your time. What are you doing?
Speaking of which, would you be so kind as to hand over the data? That seems reasonable. Here, for a job well done.
And that you managed to stop him.
Do you have my package or not? Our usual courier hasn't shown, so I presume you're his replacement.
I plan to handle informing Mr. Maximoff's next of kin personally. I'm not looking forward to that conversation.
An answer would be appreciated. You're headed to Hawley. That's where Bonifant's ship is. Corporate will be very interested to hear that Maldonado was involved in this little caper. I expect some new data protections to come down after this.
And that name cropped up in more than a few of them.
Well, if that's how you feel about it, I'll just find someone else. You can see yourself out. What is happening? Why are you doing this? I'm sure you'll be able to find our courier at one of those stops. Is there some reason for your visit? Maldonado? I know that name. He's a renowned data broker. Black market. I'll have to let corporate know about his involvement.
What would you say to finding Mr. Maximoff for me? Seeing what he knows about where our data might have wandered off to. Bonifant showed a lot of promise. He won't be easily replaced.
Well, I suppose now corporate's going to have to get involved in tracking the data. Wonderful. I'm sorry if my straightforwardness offends you.
Here, all the places our courier might have gotten waylaid.
I need you to send someone to get me a coffee, if you're not too busy, as well as inform Mr. Maximoff's next of kin about this tragedy. So then, were you able to find what I asked? Mr. Maximoff was, and may still be, one of Reliant's most ambitious young executives. His business is Reliant's business. Can we return to the matter at hand, please? And that you managed to stop him.
I can accommodate that. But I'll expect an extra speedy return on my investment then. So, let's get you on your way then.
This Maldonado's already a wanted man. But now, he'll have Reliant after him too.
Now, are you my courier's replacement or not? Well, I suppose that explains why my employee, Mr. Maximoff, disappeared so suddenly. Oh my God!
Quickly.
Hey, give that back!
Here, your payment. On behalf of Reliant Medical, you have our sincere thanks.
Well, one certainly hopes.
Someone help me! Mr. Maximoff.
Hey, give that back!
Oh. Thank you again for your help. Now, I'm very busy. As well as reach out to Mr. Maximoff's next of kin, of course. Now, did you find the man or not? Bonifant. So you've said. And yet here you are again. Come back when you've decided to actually be useful. Maldonado has it. The data broker. That is a problem. I'll have to inform corporate immediately.
Hey, that isn't yours.
This is thrilling. Truly. And here you are. I included a little extra for all the added trouble you no doubt faced. Our delivery service doesn't run late like this. Something must have happened.
Reliant no longer requires your services. But thank you. So it does seem that you've spared us from becoming his next victim.
Bonifant, come here, please.
It's hardworking employees.
So, if you change your mind, I could very much use the help. So what do you say? Find this courier, and my package? I'll pay you for your time.
They killed him. Well, I suppose it's his fault for putting himself in that situation in the first place.
If he was to do something rash, like run off with Reliant's confidential and proprietary data, then it's our responsibility to know that. Hence the tracker.
What am I talking about? I'm talking about someone, anyone, handing over my exceedingly late delivery.
Help! I'm being attacked! Is that so? I mean, I can find a new junior executive, and I'm sure he'll raise his head up sooner or later. We'll deal with him then. Don't let me down.
Don't try that again.
Back at last. Did you find the courier? And more importantly, my package.
Mr. Maximoff, Bonifant, appears to have set down on another world here in Alpha Centauri, Hawley. Go there and see what he may know on the subject of our missing data.
Here, your payment. The data is gone. Now, my data.
When you do finally track him down, you can tell him you'll be completing the delivery. Now go get me my package. Please.
Are you now?
Goodbye.
This is my I don't care voice, Akachi. Oh? And what's your firm's policy on losing our branch as a client?
Yes?
Well, what happened with Mr. Maximoff? You didn't have to take care of him, I hope. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of calls to make.
I'll be sure Mr. Maximoff's valor is noted on his next performance review.
This is never how you want to see a promising career end.
Now, my data?
If this isn't urgent, have my assistant schedule something. Excellent.
That's mine! Give it back!
It's exhausting sometimes, having to take care of so much myself.
One wayward delivery boy isn't going to make or break our quarter, but finding that package could. Now, were you able to recover it or not?
He's...
Akachi Rosenblum, United Transport, Gagarin Branch. Now, please. I'll ensure his next of kin are informed. But you accomplished the task. Oh, I'll be informing UC Security, but speedy results don't appear to be their forte.
That is unfortunate, on all accounts. I'll be sure to inform his next of kin.
My annual reviews often suggest I'm too aggressive. But watch the results.
Well, if there's nothing else, I have matters to attend to.